All right, so the data download just dropped, and hold on, let me switch over. There we go. I wanted to go over both of them just because, of course, global. I think at this point we're about to have the same kind of data downloads as shown right here. Uh, I do want to go over them just because I haven't gone over them this morning, and of course, there are slight differences between them, but of course, we have a world tournament coming up. We have some new EZAs and new PPL units that we just got revealed this morning, and of course, one of the major differences is that Global's getting or Topo or Top, whichever one you guys want to prefer, perhaps be called. But here we are. I guess for starters, right? Global. I'm gonna say this right now. Topo's pretty good. He's amazing. Great for Universe 11, actually. He is pretty much one of the best Universe 11 leads, unless you want to use something like, I don't know, Tech LR Jiren or SCR Jiren, which is, it just really depends. But he's pretty good. We have some of the ECAs in here already. Will talk about some of the new ones that just came out and some of the ones that, some new units that just got dropped. For starters, what's his name? Casaropa? I think that's his name. I don't remember some of these minor characters from the Tournament of Power, but yeah, he's okay. Remember, he gets buffs depending on the type of key spirits that you get. He's not too bad. In terms of the ECAs, I think the most prominent one in terms of like what's been released onto global is definitely Ribrianne. She's a different breed. Yeah, she works well on Peppy Gals, but she's a different breed. And she does really well. Gets 50% attacking defense per 6 turns. You can stack this, by the way. It's really good. I think we also have Go Tanks, who's gonna get dropped pretty soon when after Topo comes around. Well, he's actually not too bad of an ECA, especially for what you call it, for time limit, because I believe. Let me see. Yeah, he's a really good AOE unit. For SBR. Other than that, it's pretty much mostly that. And oh yeah, the EZA Pride Troopers are really good as well, especially with him, with Dokkan Festopo. All right, I think with most of that out of the way, let's talk about some of the brand new units that are dropping soon, or new EZAs that should be dropping soon. Global will be getting this fairly soon. If I say fairly soon, I mean like pretty much in the next couple of days. I assume they'll drop in the next couple of days. That's what they'll do. We'll start with the World Tournament units. Okay, let's start with this Yamcha. Now, let me see what he's looking like. Oh, he's not an LR. Thank God. If he was, then I had to grind him up, and that would suck. What does he do again, actually? So, we actually have to translate this. I'm not gonna translate. Oh, okay, so guess we'll do this then instead. So he gets 150% attack and defense at the start of turn, has a medium chance to dodge, has a medium chance to crit, gets 20% attack and defense per up to a maximum 100% per turn to participant category ally except for himself. So essentially you need a full team of tournament participant units. He does not Dokkan Awaken, by the way. He does not Dokkan Awaken. He is just a standalone SSR, which is fine because he'll probably Dokkan Awaken in the next couple of years. For each ally in the World Tournament category other than himself in the rotation. Oh, other than himself in the rotation, he gets 100% attack and defense at. Okay. Oh, so he gets 100% attack and defense when super attacking, and then for each category, oh my god, for each ally other than himself in the Turtle Skull category, he gets 2 key and 10% dodge. And then it gets an additional 100% attack when HP is 86% or below with a 50% chance to crits. Okay. That's Very interesting. So he's mostly very predominant to, I'd say, is he on Dragon Ball Saga? Yeah, he's on Dragon Ball Saga. So you just put him on, ugh, wonky team. Well, at least you could put Krillin right there. I think there's a lot more. Master Roshi. You got another one right here. Kid Goku. Kid Goku. You got some options because you basically want every unit that has World Tournament participants and Turtle School in their kit, and you pretty much can be decent, but overall he's kind of complex to use. And what I mean is you need like units with all three categories in one so that he can work consistently. Otherwise, he's not that great at the moment. Um, let's go to the next one. Actually, let's actually pull up all the easiest right now. Have they been translated already? I assume not. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw in I'm gonna throw in this. I know I was thinking someone's already translated these, but I'm just going out from a whim here and just seeing what I can understand. So you get three. So this is Great Saiyan. Sorry, Super Saiyan 2 Great Saiyan Man. Now, if I remember correctly, he is a really good support. This was like way back in the day. Now that he's EZA, let's see what he can do. So he gets 3 key, 180% attack and defense to start turn. He gets 20% attack and defense up to max of 58% every time for each attack. Okay. Gives super allies 3 key, 30% attack and defense. And if the okay, so this also, so it gives additional 10% attack and defense to those who also belong on the Ally of Justice or Tournament of Power. That is actually not too bad. Tournament participant has a lot of really good units in there, obviously. So this is definitely worth a buff, especially with how this unit is now designed. He's still a support unit, by the way. Gets additional 50% attack and defense when they're extreme class enemies. Okay, when facing extreme class enemies, I should be saying that properly. Reduces extreme class enemies by 20% attack and 58% defense. Okay. Let's see. Gets a guaranteed super when there's only one enemy, and then guards when there are 2 or more enemies. So, really useful in SPR. Maybe useful in here. What's his... Actually, hold on. I did not read this. What is his super attack? Oh, has a 30% chance to stun, and then 30% attack and defense. Okay, that's not too bad, actually. What's his, though? It's 50% attack and defense for 1 turn, and then lowers attack and defense. Okay, cool. It really depends, really. You want him to guard, you can, but if you want him to do additional supers and then somewhat tank, he's not too bad. He has a support unit. But he's also still a tank as well, so I recommend giving him additionals and dodge, just because he's a support unit. But for the most part, he's okay. No, actually, well, he's good. He's a good support. It just really depends on the situation, really. At least he has a defensive mechanic that's actually pretty good. Cell. So, oh, actually, I already have him up right here. Let's see. Gets 100, massively raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Okay, sure. Sure, let's do that. Okay. Let's see. Gets 200% attack and defense to start turn. Gets 3 key and 30% attack and defense to all extreme class allies, and then increases. Okay, so it gives additional 10% attack and defense to those who also belong on the artificial life form or tournaments participant. Interesting. So you just put. I think there's an artificial life form mission in the Cell Max event for stage 1. He's gotten a lot. This unit will be a lot better for it, though. Interesting. I think that's one of the missions in there, if I remember correctly, but can he work? I think he can. I think he can work. If there's a superclass enemy, it's 100% attack and defense when attacking. Okay, cool. Reduces superclass enemies' attack and defense by 20% attack and then 60% defense. He's basically the polar opposite of Great Saiyan and Super Saiyan 2. Reduces damage by 30% when there's 1 enemy, and then when there are 2 or more enemies. Okay, I like this better. maybe damage reduction may not be good enough, but like I like this better because let's face it, most of the redstone stages are basically one enemy stages. Unless you're going to something like Super Battle Road, um, Cell, in my opinion, is better, and he is an extreme tech unit, so he is a lot better. I'll be honest with you. This is definitely worth it. Seriously, this is definitely worth it. I like how this unit is designed. Both what you call it, Great Sandman and Cell are pretty good. Let's go take a look at Cyborg Tao. Okay, so he. Oh wow, nice. So he had what's called greatly raises attack, raises defense for one turn. Oh no, he stacks defense. Oh, okay. Does supreme damage and has a great chance to stun. Holy hell, holy hell. Okay. Oh, interesting. So he gets 200% attack and defense and guaranteed hits when he launches a super. Interesting. So he has to be in slot 2, huh? Interesting. Reduces damage by enemies. Okay, so reduces damage to my enemies from super attacks for the rest of the turn by 50%. That is interesting. That's a pretty good mechanic right there, actually. Each time you receive an attack, it's one key up to max of 4, and then increases attack and defense by 50% to max of 200. Okay, not too bad. I think that the reason why they're giving him this is because of this, but the fact is that the damage reduction only comes in on super, which in most cases it will not help. Maybe I'll take that back. Maybe it's interesting. And then when there's an Earthling or tournament participant category ally on rotation. Oh no, when there's an Earthling or tournament participant enemy, he gets one key and 100% attack and defense. And then he gets guaranteed crits when there are Turtle School category enemies present. Okay. That is okay. Hold on, there we go. That is interesting. That is interesting. So I could say this right now. This is really good, but just really well. I really want to test him out. Actually, now I want to test him out. But I would say all these World Tournament units are so interesting. They're very heavily category based, which is fine, but it makes me want to think that the unit design is just a bit strange in my opinion. I don't know how I feel about this until they come out, but like the units aren't too bad, is what I'm going to say for now. All these guys are coming out to Global and JP basically at the same time, so we'll see what happens. And now, with these guys out of the way, we finally get into these guys. So we have two brand new Peppy Gal units and then two brand new Peppy Gal EZAs. Let's start with my 3 key 120% to Peppy Gal. So he gets 50% attack and defense at super and then does supreme damage. Cool. Oh, actually, I already have the translations up here. What am I doing? So let's go into you. Yep, 150% attack and defense at start turn, gets 150% attack and defense when attacking, gives all allies 3 key 30% attack and defense. That is really good. Has a high chance to dodge. Has a chance to dodge plus 20%, and launches 2 additionals, each of which has a high chance of becoming a super when there is another Puppy Gals or Dragon Ball Saga category ally in the same rotation. Gives all allies 30% attack and defense when there are 3 or more Peppy Gal or Dragon Ball Saga category allies on the team, or when there is an AGL enemy. Oh, interesting, interesting. So she gets a load of support. She dodges. She is a dodge or die character, but this is actually a pretty good support right here. Although you do want to use her for Peppy Gals or Dragon Ball Saga, she is still really good. Like, really good for support. So I'd say she's worth it. Literally, the only thing you could probably put in her kit is just dodge left and right because she is made to dodge. And that is what she is made for. In terms of stats, it's not too bad. A little less than 10k defense, but she can dodge. That's the only That's the only thing she can dodge. Next up, I do want to bring up Cocotte. Is that her name, Cocotte? Ugh. I don't remember some of these names. Same leader skills, just that she's int. Really raises attack and defense when turn, does 3 damage. 150% attack and defense at start of turn, gets 150% attack and defense when attacking, has a high chance of crit, reduces damage by 11%, reduces damage by 11%, and launches additional super when there is another Preppy Gals or Universe 11 category ally in the rotation. Does more damage reduction, perfects enemy supers. That's pretty good. I think the only thing that I'll say is that she is very damage reduction heavy, which is fine. The only thing is that she does rely on Peppy Gals or Universe 11. So one thing I'll say is that her damage reduction may not be enough, but I think if you give her dodge, she will be fine. I'm kidding. I really don't know. But the kit is fine. I think her kit is fine to the point where she can potentially tank a lot. A lot of normals, but not supers. But both Coquette and Mai are pretty fine. I'll be honest with you. Next up we have Kawaii and Margarita. Let's go take a look. So we have Kawaii here. Leader skill is probably gonna stay the same actually. So let me double check. Let me exit these out. And Kawaii. And then we have Margarita. Ah, interesting. Interesting, okay. So 3 key 150% to Peppy Gals, 3 key 150% to Universe 11. Okay. Wait, what are her stats? Okay, so that's a shy under 12k. You made it up to 12k. If this was at 12k, could be better. It would be better, but let's see what her passive does. So she gets 4 key, 140% attack and defense at the start of turn, gets 140% attack and defense when there's another Peppy Gals category ally on the team, gets 140% attack and defense with a great chance to get 40% attack and defense when performing super. Sure. Has a great chance to stun the attacked enemy. Cool. Has a high chance of launching an additional super. Okay, cool. Has a high chance to dodge. Okay, cool. Gets an additional chance to dodge, plus 20% when there's a tournament participants category enemy. Well, that's not hard. Gets an additional 40% attack, 40% defense and effective against all types. When performing a super if the enemy is an attack down, defense down, or sealed. Okay, cool. And performs a crit with a additional super when performing a super if the enemy is stunned. Interesting. So she's effective against all types on the other 3 statuses, and then does an additional super when the enemy is stunned. Interesting. Do I like that? Well, she dodges. That's probably gonna get the best out of her. She's not too bad. Probably could be a lot better if she dropped right now, but like I said, I'm just going off from reading this off. So I'm assuming she's pretty good right now. And then, let's see. Margarita, there we go. So she's a Universe 11 3 key 150%. As you guys saw, what are her stats looking like? Not too bad, but she is made to dodge pretty heavily, actually. So, how does she work? She has 110%, 110, oh my god, 110% attack and defense at the start of turn. Gets a high chance to dodge. Gets 55% attack and defense per each attack performed to a max of 110, so 2 attacks essentially. Gives Universal 11 category allies 3 key 50% attack and defense. Gives the Realm of God, Sibling Bonds, and Bond of Master Disciple category allies 20% attack and defense, with an additional chance to dodge. Plus 20% and randomly changes key spheres to Rainbow. When there is another Universe 11 or Bond of Master and Disciple category ally in the same rotation, reduces damage by 30% when all allies in the same rotation are Universe 11, and if the character is the third to obtain key spheres, in other words, this unit needs to be in slot 3, then all allies get 11% damage reduction. Once only. Once. So the 30% damage reduction wasn't enough, but give 11% damage reduction only one time, and you'll be set. This is good, actually. It's good. But I want to see more of it, but at the moment I could say this is pretty good. Her damage reduction is pretty nice. She gives all allies damage reduction. That's only one time, though, unfortunately. I wish it was permanent, but it's not. Otherwise, she's basically similar to Int Vados, but for her own stuff right there, of course. Hopefully we see more angels coming in the future. I highly doubt, because it's been so long since we had other angels other than the most recent one, which I believe is just Margarita. But we'll see. We'll probably see more. I think that's pretty much all of it. So yeah, this is the JP and global data download. Hopefully you guys like this. Let me know what you guys think of all these units, and as always, I will see you all in the next one.